Hello friends, how are you? I'm your friend Avinash and we are going to learn hybrid electric vehicles. Yeah, what is this? Nowadays it is the biggest and hot topic everywhere we can see. That is electric vehicles and this is the electric age and blah blah blah. Okay, so firstly we need to learn calmly what is meant by electric vehicle, what is meant by hybrid electric vehicle. Let us move to the next point. So now this is what the content we are going to learn in this particular lecture. So firstly we will focus on what is hybrid electric vehicle, because many of the times we get confused that what is the difference between electric vehicle and what is new and what is the speciality of hybrid electric vehicle. Yes, that's how we're going to see the objectives of the hybrid electric vehicle. Okay, so just after that we will see the actual structures of the hybrid electric vehicle. Then we are going to see what are the major components of these hybrid electric vehicles, and obviously then we come to know ourselves what are the advantages of HEV, and then we go to some conclusions that we will see in last slide. Okay, that's you need to be up to the last slide. Okay, be with me please. So firstly we are now at the stage where we are going to see what is actually mean by hybrid electric vehicle. So my friends, yes, you are correct. So, hybrid electric vehicle is the system where we are incorporating two things at the same time. Okay, confused? Don't be confused, please. I'm going to explain you over here. So, basically, we know much about electric vehicles. Oh, let us firstly see what is electric vehicle. So in this picture we are going to see, yeah, you might be seeing in the first picture, that is the top view of any vehicle. Here we can see it is what battery electric vehicle, and this battery electric vehicle is having battery as the main source of power. Whenever we're going to say anything in the world needs power to move something, to do some work, right? So without power there will be no work. So to do work to this electric vehicle we need an electricity, and from where it comes? It comes from the stored electricity, and electricity will be stored in the batteries, and that batteries will store the electricity from some other source of power, right? So now what is the fun in this? Let's see. In batteries there will be a limited power source. Okay, so we are not able to go beyond some certain of distance, or we can say that if we want to go to long drive, if we want to go with this vehicle for a far distance or a long distance, we are going to drive this electric vehicle, there are some difficulties, my friends. What are the difficulties? There may be a limited supply. Okay, so when it get ends, what else we do? We need to stop somewhere to charge this vehicle for hours and then we can move towards. And if there is no power supply, then what we can do? There is no alternate power source available in electric vehicles. So we need to see some other power source, right? We need to find some another power source where we can rely on it for a long distance. That is the main difference between electric vehicle and hybrid electric vehicle. So what we are thinking about, what we are going to do over here, we are going to incorporate one another power source, that is what? The gasoline engine. So usually whatever the vehicles we are having, whatever the automobiles we are having right now, 99% vehicles has the engine. Okay, so what do we mean by engine? It is what a machine who can convert a chemical energy in the form of any fuel, that is petrol, diesel, or any gas, and convert it into the usable mechanical energy. That may be in the form of rotational motion or in the form of any reciprocating motion. Okay, generally engine produces a output rotational motion as output, which can be plugged to the vehicle transmission. Okay, and that will run to the vehicle. That all we know. This thing everyone knows, right? So what we are going to do over here, we are using this gasoline engine as well as we are going to use the electric motor with the battery, right? So what is happening over here? We are having the gasoline engine as well as battery power source. So there is no sort of worries. Even if we are going for a long drive, we can go with this vehicle. There is no worry because even if the battery ends, there is alternate power source, right? So if we can see, there are two different types of hybrid electric vehicles. Okay, so one is what, which uses directly the engine as a main source of power to run this vehicle. Okay, and the electric motor as a supporting agent, right? And second type of the electric vehicle, that is hybrid electric vehicle, is what, the engine is only used to generate an electricity. Understood, my friends? This is only used to generate the power source or electric power, and it continuously recharges the battery. And this battery pack or battery power pack is using the electric motor to run the vehicle. That is the another way we can use in the hybrid electric vehicle. Now let us turn toward the main point. So what actually the hybrid electric vehicle is means, it has an alternate, or it is augments an electric vehicle with the second source of power. Actually it is an electric vehicle, but it is having a second source of power, and it is called as the alternate power unit. It is called as the alternate power unit, that is APU. Okay, so now we can say that this alternate powers unit with electric motor is giving and it is achieving cruising range of performance and its advantage for over the conventional vehicles. What conventional vehicles are? They are using only the engine and means so gasoline engine, IC engines, CI engines as a main power source and single power source of unit. Okay, which is going to have a noise, it is going to have a emissions and having the air pollutions also. But hybrid electric vehicle is achieving vital range of performance advantages over the conventional vehicles with the low noise, low exhaust emissions, and energy dependence benefits. Okay, so if we are having the engine as well as batteries, then we are not dependent on only one power source. We are not solely dependent on the engine and we are not solely dependent on the batteries or electric source. There are alternate power sources available, right? So as we can see that this is the hybrid concept and what it means, we are having the APU with this electric vehicle as a second source of energy and we are accepting and overcoming the some problems what we have discussed for the pure electric vehicles. Okay, so as already we have discussed what is electric vehicles, hybrid electric vehicles, which is having a vehicle as is having two or more energy conversion technologies. As we see it has a power sources with one or more energy storage unit also. Okay, what is energy storage unit? It is batteries mainly we can see, right? So here in this picture we can see this is an hybrid electric vehicle. So it is having the gasoline engine and this engine is generating power over here and also it is getting the power from the batteries also and both it as they are combining and running the vehicle with efficient way. Yeah, that is the thing only we are going to see. So what are the objective why we are going for this HEVs? Why not with pure electric? Why not with pure gasoline? So here are the answers we are having. Okay, as this electric vehicles has some limitations of range and distance travelings, right? So that will be solved with the hybrid vehicles, right? As well as what are the problems with the conventional vehicles having only engine, that is they were not having the fuel economy that will be solved over here, that is it is maximizing the fuel economy. Okay, fuel economy is given by the hybrid electric vehicle. Okay, less fuel will be consumed with the help of this hybrid system, as well as whatever the problems with the gasoline engines are, they are having the high emissions, fuel emissions, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, then nitrogen monoxides, and particular matters. These are all the what we can say the emissions any gasoline engine having, and the government is banning what are the or limiting the emission stands. And we are having the Bharat stage 4, Bharat stage 6 right now we are using, and at worldwide we can see there are some of the higher emission ranges like tier 4, tier 6 also it is in on-road vehicle, and TFO is for the off-road vehicles. Yeah, you are knowing about that one. And minimizing the propulsion system cost to keep it affordable, right? Propulsion cost. So as soon as we have minimized the fuel or maximized the fuel economy and minimizing the fuel emissions, obviously we are minimizing the propulsion system cost, and we are making it as an affordable for everyone. So also to maintain the acceptable performance with reasonable cost. This is also main objective. So cost is the biggest objective what we are having. Economy is the biggest objective because everyone wants to have the good things in less amount of money. Okay, so everyone wants it. So also it reduces the conventional car weight. Yeah, we know that it generally car is having 2000 to 3000 kilogram of weight or mass, and that is really very big, or we can say it is a bulky we can say. But nowadays with the hybrid electric vehicle we have lowered it down to means for wheelers there may be some different ranges, but it comes around 1000 to 1500 in between or lesser also. Okay, so there are some hybrid structures we are having. That's one is what uh, hmm, we can say it as a configuration also. So one is what parallel hybrids and series hybrids. Let us see it without wasting time. So what is meant by parallel hybrids? Yes, here it is. So parallel hybrid means there are uh, two types of connection, or yeah, in batteries also, in electric connections also we are having parallel connections, and we are having series connections also. Okay, same thing is here we are using. So fuel tank which supplies the gasoline to the engine, and see in this picture we can see. So this is what the setup we are using for the parallel hybrids, right? So the batteries that supplies the power to the electric motor, directly the battery is going to provide the electric current or power to what is the main source of, or the one of the source of uh, power to run the vehicle. That is what the batteries, okay, that are directly supplying the power to the electric motor. So now both the engine and electric motor can run or turn the transmission at the same time. So at the same time we are coupling the power of electric motor as well as the whatever the available auxiliary power unit, that is APU, and generally we are using here as a gasoline engine. So here in between, we know that in between the engine and the transmission there will be one member which is going to connect both of them, right? So clutch is the responsible person to connect the power unit to the transmission. Okay, so in between we are having the electric generator or electric motor, what you can call it as, right? So whenever we are having the alternate power source, so we are having this type of parallel hybrid arrangement. So here this power unit is going to generate electricity, right, through the controller and stores it to the battery. Okay, or at the same time this what electric motor can turn the transmission engine and electric motor, okay, that are going to turn the or to run the vehicle at the same time, right? How it is possible? We are going to have the clutch over here. Whenever we are going to uh, engage the clutch, the electric motor also get run, and also it is getting some battery current, so it is adding the torque, adding the motion in the auxiliary power unit. So I'm able to clear you that whatever power, suppose this auxiliary unit is giving us the 40 HP power, okay, and this electric motor is giving is the 10 HP, okay. So when it go- both their power sources are going to combine, the transmission is getting around the 50 HP power to run the vehicle. This is the rear wheel having the differential, and you all know that what is the uh, function of the differential. As the power is coming from the transmission, there will be a drive shaft and which is running to the differential. There will be an arrangement where a vehicle is going to turn, okay. When the vehicle is going to turn, so it should have, so see, just a minute. So vehicle is going to turn, right? Yes. So wherever, whenever the vehicle is going to turn like this, so see, if this is a road, okay. So at the time of turning, this inner side of wheel, okay, this one is moving slowly and this one is moving fast, okay. So how to manage these two? So this is running with the lower or shorter radius, and this is moving with the bigger circle that is having higher radius. So it should move with uh, higher speed and it should move with lower speed, then and only then the vehicle is going to get a turn. So how this is possible? That is going to done with the help of this differential, right? So this is all what the parallel hybrids, right? So where we are going to have electric motor and auxiliary power unit, that is engine, running at the same time to run the vehicle, okay, not separately they are running. So now Also, there are some points we are going to highlight over here, right? So see, if we are having here the yes, yeah, mhm, yes. So APU is what we can say, auxiliary power unit or alternate power unit. Okay, so in hybrid vehicles, so the auxiliary power unit we kept it off. Then also the vehicle is going to run like an electric vehicle because once we disengage the clutch, you can disengage this clutch. Okay, as soon as we disengage this clutch, it will the power source will not work over here when we disengage this clutch, right? We disengage this clutch, right? So the connection between these two, that will be gone. Okay, so only electric motor will run the transmission and differential. Okay, then this will be purely a electric vehicle, not a hybrid. Okay, so this can be possible in the parallel hybrids. Okay, so when we have this APU, the controller divides the energy between the drivetrain, that is propulsion. Okay, so what the controller is doing, where is the controller we are having? So in last picture we have seen where is the controller. Here is the controller, and it is controlling the power and whatever the activities they are going to have here, they are controlled by the engine control unit or controller unit, CU. Okay, so it divides the energy between the drivetrain and the batteries. Okay, and it is dividing the load between the um, APU as well as the electric motor, right? So it is managing all these activities and giving the or distributing the load of vehicle, right? That is the work of this controller, right? Even also we are having the engine control unit, that is ECU for the engine control. So under the acceleration, whenever we are going to accelerate the vehicle, we are running it very fast. Whenever we're going to have or whenever we want the vehicle to run fastly, then we need more power. Okay, and that is allocated to the drivetrain than to the battery. Okay, more power is allocated to the drive for the batteries. So during this period of idle or low speed, right, whenever the vehicle is moving very slowly, then what happens? The more power goes to the batteries than the drivetrain, right? So I have understood. I felt that you're going to, yeah, getting some confusion. Let me clear first, right? So under the acceleration, whenever we are going to have a high, we need higher power or we need a higher speed of vehicle, more power is allocated to the drivetrain than to the batteries. Okay, drivetrains, that means what? We're going to shift the gears, we're going to have the transmission changes, okay, gear changes, and uh, we are dividing that load. with the help of the drivetrain, right? But when we are going to have a lower speed, we are going to apply the lower speed to the vehicle, then more power goes to the batteries than the drivetrains, as the engine is providing more power, right? So that engine power will be stored to the batteries. Okay, so the batteries are providing the additional power to the drivetrain when the APU is not producing enough power. So the alternate or um, the APU, what we can call it as, right? Auxiliary power unit is not producing enough power. Okay, and at that point, what the batteries are doing, they are providing the additional power to the APU, and if APU is not producing enough power, we can say, and also to the power auxiliary system such as the air conditioner. Whenever we are going to on the AC or heater in the vehicle, then there we need some extra power. At that point, the batteries are providing us the extra power for the ACs and all the accessories whatever we are using over there, right? Now we will turn toward the, okay, it is what we are having is the series hybrids. We have seen the parallel hybrids right now. We have finished that. We have seen everything on that. But now we are going to see the series hybrids. Now it is just similar to the electric vehicle with onboard generator. Like what we can see, simply what I have explained in the first slide. That is what there are two types of hybrid electric vehicles. One is using both the batteries as well as APU as a power source to run the vehicle. Both are using at a time. Okay, but when we are using the vehicle, when we are using the electric vehicle with an onboard generator, generator means which is generating electricity on the vehicle itself. There is no charging required. Alternate continuously it is going to generate the power. And we can say the vehicle runs on the battery, like electric vehicles, we can say they are purely running on the batteries only, and they are totally dependent on the batteries until the batteries reach predetermined discharge level. Once it gets discharged, the vehicle will stop. Nothing we can do, right? But whenever we are having APU in hybrid electric vehicles, we are having the APU, and this APU is getting us more power, giving us the alternate power unit, and it will turn on whenever we are going to uh, lose the power from power source. We are going to uh, on the APU turns on and begin recharging the battery. At the same time, we are going to use the electric vehicle to run the or electric motor to run the vehicle. It is simultaneously getting charged with the engine, that is alternate power unit. So engine is going to recharge the batteries, at the same time it is getting run on the electric motor, right? So the APU operates until the batteries are charged, a predetermined level. So continuously the engine or the APU is not running. APU will run only till the batteries are getting recharged at the predetermined, or we can say the full charging of the battery will be done. Then we will stop the generator, or we will stop the APU, alternate power unit, right? So we will stop it and we will run only it as a electric vehicle, right? And APU never directly power to the vehicle. APU, that is engine, is never connected to the power unit. So this is the big difference in series hybrid as and parallel hybrids. Okay, so see how the series hybrid is going to work. So the length means, simply I can say, a length of time the APU is on depend, and the size of batteries and the APU itself. So simply we can say the size of battery is the deciding factor how much time, or how much length of time the engine should run, right? If the engine is charging the batteries for in half an hour, then only for half an hour the engine will work, or the APUs work. Okay, and after that it will get shut down, and only on the electric current which is available in the batteries the vehicle will run, right? So you can see here the block diagram for this APU, or electric vehicle, hybrid electric vehicle. So auxiliary power unit. Okay, so it is directly connected to the generator. No clutch is there, no anything is there. It is directly connected to the generator, and generator is giving the source or the power to the batteries through the controller, right? So means generator, so the controller is deciding where to send the power, right? So it is getting uh, stored in the batteries, and batteries will again give the power to the electric motor to run the transmission and the final drive. Link to the, we know that what is the function of the differential, right? So the APU can be the APU can be IC engine or CI engine also, right? So that we will see in the components of hybrid electric vehicles. Yeah, we know that this is what the engine, right? We have this engine as a APU, we can say. Okay, so we are having the engine as a APU, right? So here we are having the electric drive motors, transmission, then high voltage batteries as a storage unit, then braking system, that is a regenerative braking system, okay, and the control system. Control system is required to decide the power source, decide how to control the APU, and how to control the electric motor. So everything is decided on the control system, right? So these are what the engine electric drivetrain or electric drive motors, transmissions, high voltage batteries, braking system, and control system. These are all the main components. And in this picture, we can see engine. It has shown that engine is the main component, transmission is another component, motor is another component, right? And high voltage batteries. These are he has or it has shown that there are four main component, right? But we cannot ignore the storage, batteries, braking system, and control system. Let us see components of hybrid electric vehicles, right? So here we can see the first, that is what, the battery. Okay, nickel metal hydrogen batteries. So this is the power source. Okay, then we are having the control unit, right? And the power is going through this control unit. That control unit is deciding where to send the power, how much voltage, how much current, how much parameters they are deciding for that one. Okay, so electric motor is driving directly to the reduction gear or transmission. This is what your transmission, right? Or the differential gearbox. So how the electric batteries or the storage unit is getting power? So there is power split device available. So they are taking the power from engine, that is APU, that is additional or alternate power unit, and it is generating the power to store in the batteries. Whenever we are going to have a what we can say, the whenever we need a power source, or whenever we uh, have the less amount of power in the batteries, then we will start the engine, and then we will generate the power to the generator and store the batteries, right? And battery will directly use it for running the vehicle. And this is what we have seen as the series hybrid, right? This is what the series hybrid vehicle concept. Okay, so in detail we can see what are the components of electric vehicle. Drive motors. Okay, so drive motor is used in the, yeah, electric vehicles. Without electric drive motors, there won't be any electric vehicle, or that may be hybrid electric vehicle. Okay, so this is the main thing we are having, or major part of, or major component of HEV. So it is used to provide the power for propulsions or to run the vehicle, and it is just converting the whatever the electric power source it is having, and providing it to the transmission in the form of mechanical energy, right? So also it is having the alternating current, right? Direct current motors and alternating current motors. So there will be some sort of units, they are converting the direct current to the alternating currents, right? So the possible configuration for electric motor in hybrid vehicles, there are two types of possible configurations. So first one is electric motor connected to the wheels through the drivetrain, and multiple electric motor. right? So single electric motor connected directly to the wheels or through the drivetrains, that is transmission, what it is, or multiple electric motors, one located at each wheel, that is we called it as four-wheel drive. In this case multiple motors, we are calling it as a what, we are calling it as a multiple electric motors as a four-wheel drive, what we can call it as. Okay, so or two-wheel drive, the separate motors will be attached to the each wheel. Okay, so to have a better efficiency sometimes, or there may be some different kind of uses or different kind of uh, just we can see that there may be some application, different kind of applications, different kind of uh, things that will be requiring this uh, multiple wheel drives. Okay, so auxiliary power units, already we have seen what is auxiliary power unit and what is the use of this auxiliary power unit. Okay, this is the baseline power required to the vehicle, the recharges the batteries and power accessories such as the air conditioner and heater. The APU can consist of a mechanical type of engine or fuel cell. So APU, already we have discussed this, that APU is having some sort of uh, spark ignition engine, that is petrol engine generally we can call it as, or compression ignition engine, CI engines, that is we can say it has a diesel engine generally, not specifically, but generally we can call it as the CI engine, that is compression ignition engines, or we can say the alternate power unit is fuel cell also. Okay, so again we are having the generators in case of series hybrid systems, right? Series hybrid system, we are having the generators or energy storage system, that is batteries. Simply we can say the batteries. Okay, uh, when peak power required, the hybrid vehicle is met by the devices like batteries, capacitors, or flags. Anything we can call, we can use, right? Store energy and readily release it whenever it is needed. That is the function of flywheel. Okay, energy storage system. Okay, that we can use over here. Okay, capacitors, batteries, and flywheels. So generally we use the batteries for storing the amount of power. And again the important thing is what, regenerative braking system. Braking system we know that. Okay, so some of the energy is converted into electric energy and it will be stored. And regenerative braking means what, the you can say the braking system which is electrically operated, and the braking mechanism again generate the electric power, right? So it will not get wasted, so it again generates the electric power and stores it in the batteries. So that's why it is called as the regenerative. It is regenerating the electricity, that's why it is called as the regenerative braking system. And also the main component is control system, like control system. So what the control system is doing, it contains two main components, commands and power components. Okay, commands means it is giving the command to the batteries, it is giving command to the APU likewise, and controlling the whole activities of the hybrid electric vehicle. So we can see component manage processes the driver's instructions, whatever the instructions we are giving, just start the EC, the control unit is going to take the decision from where the power to the AC will be given, from either from APU or from the batteries. That decision the control system is taking. So also the component of powers, that is how much the power is remains over there, and um, whenever when we need to start the engine in case of series hybrid system, and in parallel hybrid system, how much the load should be given to the batteries, how much load should be given to the uh, motors or APUs, right? So whenever we are going to have a high speed, then how much load should be given to the engine, and how much to the electric motor in case of parallel hybrids, right? I hope you have understood the parallel hybrids, right? So this is the main purpose of hybrid electric vehicle. This is what the similar kind of structure used in the um, general car, right? There is a power unit, right? Fuel cell systems, radiator. Also, we are having for cooling system to the engine. Electric motor is available over here. Then powertrain radiator is also provided here. Then fuel system box. These are the bulk fuel cells available over here. If we are using the power source as a hydrogen for the engine, then these are the hydrogen tank also we are using, and capacitors. Okay, so these are the extra things we are having over here. So these capacitors which are maybe storing and getting the power. Okay, so this is about the fuel cells of the hybrid vehicles. Okay, so the electric vehicle equipped with the fuel cell, everyone knows this, that every hybrid vehicle is having the fuel cells. So we can have hydrogen fuel cells also, uh, and we can have the electric battery whenever it is depleted. So again, we can see in this century, auto fuel will be replaced by such a generative resources as a hydrogen, because whenever we are going to replace this conventional method with the electric motors, then in this case, if we are using again the same conventional fuel, then it would not have that much effect on the um, economy as well as our environment, right? So to have a greater effect on it, we can use the hydrogen as a fuel. Okay, so for fuel cell hybrid electric bus will be developed, and high pressure PAMFC and high power uh, batteries or battery packs, it can form the hybrid systems, right? So you can have this type of efficient systems with our fuel cells, right? So um, the fuel cell hybrid powertrain structures, we can have this fuel cell with the hybrid powertrain structures, right? And it can be directed to the power system or incorporated with the power systems, and we are having these for the better optimizations and control of the FCE, and the economically we can have this type of options, right? So here you can see these terms. We will be having the in detail view on this fuel cell. Okay, so now we are going to have break over here, because fuel cell is the another topic. We are going to have a detailed lecture on it. So my friends, what we have studied today, it is just we will revise it. Firstly, what is hybrid electric vehicle? What is the difference between electric vehicle or battery electric vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles? So firstly, what difference we have seen? Electric vehicle will have only one or single source of power, that is the batteries. Okay, but in a hybrid electric vehicle there will be alternate power unit, that is APU, and that may be in the form of gasoline engine, or we can say it is as a spark ignition or compression ignition. Okay, that gasoline engine is providing the alternate power to the vehicle whenever it needs. So there may be two types of hybrid electric vehicles we have seen. First one is what we have seen it as a parallel hybrid system, and in parallel hybrid system we have seen that batteries as well as APU both are running at a time, right? So every time the battery is on and every time the APU or the engine is on. So both are cumulative using the power source to drive the motor or vehicle. In a series hybrid system, there will be the power source or APU only to recharge the batteries. Once it recharges the battery fully, then the APU will be shut down and only it will act as a electric vehicle, right? That things we have seen. There are some basic components of ECU we have seen. Sorry, for HEV we have seen. First is APU or engine, that is a power unit, alternate power unit. Then batteries, then drive motor, transmission, regenerative braking system, and also the control system. These things we have seen, and in next lecture we will see the further details and further points we will see, that is on fuel cell and what are the advantages, disadvantages, and much more we will see in the next lecture. Till then, just revise this, and whatever the exercise will provide, that you should do very seriously, right? So let us stop over here. Thanks a lot for being with me. If you have any queries, you can post.